The other day, I got my first ever girlfriend. She's no pop star or supermodel, and she's no chipper, happy-go-lucky dime-a-dozen girl. No, she's a bit different from all of that. But to me, she couldn't be any more perfect, and I couldn't love her more. The girl tugging on my shirt from behind right now is Satori, and of course, she's the person I care about more than anyone else in the world. Good morning, Sato. When I called out to her, she pulled out her phone and started rapidly typing something, and soon enough, my phone rang out with a new notification. This is how it always goes.
Good morning, Aki.
Just as I thought, it was a new text from Satori. It's pretty hot today, huh?
I know, it's like 10 degrees more than yesterday.
Let's make sure we both drink a lot of water then.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up like I did that time I went running without hydrating during that huge heat wave before.
Oh my god, were you okay?
Not really. I got heat stroke and completely passed out.
That's awful.
Don't worry. That was a long time ago now.
Oh, right.
How about you? Any embarrassing stories?
Not as far as I can remember.
Are you sure? Did you ever, forget to take off your underwear underneath your bathing suit? That's a pretty common one.
How do you know about that?
Aha! I knew it!
Beep!
Sato, you're so cute.
I still don't forgive you.
I'm serious, though.
Grr.
I have the cutest girlfriend in the world. At first glance, she might not seem to speak or show much emotion, but that couldn't be any further from how she really is. As long as her phone is with her, she'll talk and talk until her fingers are red. So why would I ever be upset just because her voice doesn't work? It's not a problem at all. Aw, look at you two coming to school together again. Well, you know. You guys get along so well. Of course. We're madly in love with each other.
Aki,
What's up?
you're embarrassing me.
You put in musical notes, though. You can't hit it that much then, right?
Nope.
You guys are so into each other, it's almost creepy. You're just jealous. More like I want to kill you. But I'm happy for you, man. You wanted her to like you so bad, and she didn't notice you at all. It was obvious how much it was getting to you. The whole class was on the edge of our seats rooting for you guys, you know? Really? Yeah, totally. If you just kept sitting there doing nothing, we were all about to tie you up until you learned your lesson.
What?
You all didn't need to go that far. I mean, you really didn't. But I'm glad you were worried at least. Don't worry about it. Thanks to you two getting together, we all finally got to know what a wonderful person Satori is. Anyway, I'll leave you two to it. Alright, see you later.
See you later.
See? Everyone's happy for us.
Were our feelings for each other that obvious before?
Mine definitely were.
You think so? Well, I'm glad it all worked out for us. It's still embarrassing, though.
I first met Satori in the spring. I know it's only been a few months since then, but it feels like we've known each other for ages now. But back when the cherry blossoms were still in full bloom outside the classroom window, the two of us were just classmates. The first time we saw each other was at our school's entrance ceremony. Of course, I didn't really get to know Satori Hato until I ended up sitting next to her in homeroom. At that time, I really didn't know anything about her, and my first impression of her couldn't have been any worse. Hi there. Nice to meet you. She didn't even say anything in response. She just nodded her head and frantically started tapping on her phone. Only now do I understand why. She was desperately trying to write her response to me so that I could read it on her screen. But when she didn't respond, I'd already turned away and just assumed she didn't want to talk to me. I figured she was more interested in her phone than having a conversation. Akiharu, hey! I didn't know we'd be in the same class this year. Why do you look so disappointed? Nice to see you again too, man. Well, whatever. I guess we can get to know each other more now. I got distracted and completely missed her "nice to meet you" message she wrote for me. I had no idea that she was trying to get my attention right behind my back. The rest of us had no idea of her condition until it came time for everyone to introduce themselves. While everyone else just stood up in their seats and brought up their names and hobbies, Satori got up and walked to the front of the class. The teacher knew the full story and watched without a word. Then she began to write her self-introduction on the board. Her name, the things she liked, and the fact that she had a medical condition that meant she couldn't speak louder than a whisper, and when she did, it was difficult for her and hard to understand. That's why she was given special permission to use her phone in class as a way to communicate. It wasn't secret knowledge or anything like that. The rest of us clapped when she finished with her silent introduction, and she took her seat. But after class finished, nobody really tried to start up a conversation with her or anything, me included. Yo, Akiharu, did you get any good pulls? Yep, I got a rare one on my first spin. No way! For real. I didn't even have to spend any gems for it. I hate you so much right now. What? Did you spend all your money and go broke? Shut up! Since I was lost in conversation with my new best friend, Satori was all alone right next to me. Even as the rest of the class was happily chatting and making merry around her, she spent her time quietly reading. In that moment, it was as if her own existence was as quiet and unnoticeable as her voice. At least, until something happened that caused me to finally take notice of her. Oh crap! Satori picked up the eraser I had carelessly dropped. As she handed it back to me, she showed me a cute emoji on her phone.
Here you go.
Quiet back there! Sorry. Anyway, as I was saying...
Are you okay?
Hey, stop that!
What's wrong?
Akiharu? Just what is so funny? No, it's nothing. Sorry. Let's talk after class, okay?
Okay.
I felt like I'd found buried treasure no one else had dug up. She was like a beautiful pearl hidden underneath the sand. After that, I made every effort I could to get to know her. Satori would always respond to me with her phone, or with bits and pieces of her notebook, and that was when I learned just how much she could talk. So, you lived in a different prefecture until middle school.
Uh-huh.
Can I ask why you moved in the first place?
Nothing special. Daddy changed the locations for work.
Aw, you still call him Daddy.
No, I just mistyped. Oh.
Hey, do you mind if we exchange contacts? That way I won't have to lean over your shoulder at your phone screen every time.
Good idea.
Come on, just send me a text. Don't just keep flashing your phone at me. That's why we did this in the first place.
Sorry.
You're still doing it. That last one was on purpose, wasn't it?
How'd you know?
Hey, Satori?
Call me Sato.
Are you sure? I still don't really know you that well.
Really? Because I don't mind calling you by a nickname, Aki.
That's because you don't have to say it out loud.
Hey, calm down.
That's not fair, Sato.
Aki, look! Doesn't that cloud look like an ice cream cone?
Sato, are you hungry?
How'd you know?
You don't look like it, but you get excited easily, huh?
No one's ever said that to me before.
The day continued to go by just like that. One time, as she was peering out the window at the cherry blossoms outside, I couldn't help but realize how beautiful she was. Her hair seemed to dance like petals in the breeze.
Aki!
The moment she saw me, her face blossomed into a beautiful smile. It only made me realize how pretty she really was.
You okay?
Huh? Why?
Your face is really red. Didn't you notice?
As soon as she pointed it out, I could feel myself burning up, and the butterflies in my stomach felt like angry hornets. Yep, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Sure, I'm sure.
You don't have to lie, you know. I'm here if you want to talk.
It really is nothing, I swear.
That's good.
And that was the beginning of the darkest days of my life.
Good morning, Aki.
Hey, morning. That was all I could muster up before turning away, as if I had something else I needed to do. I couldn't talk to her naturally anymore. Every time I tried, I only babbled like a baby. I couldn't deal with the emotions raging inside me, so my only solution was to ignore Satori entirely. Even with that, Satori continued to try and communicate with me like normal. She did whatever she could to catch my eye and send me texts.
Are you sure you're okay?
I couldn't just ignore her, so I did what I could to respond. I'm fine. What's up?
You just seemed kinda down lately.
Thanks for worrying, but I really am fine.
Feel better.
As those anxious days continued, even Satori seemed to be pulling away and was starting to avoid me. I didn't know at the time, but she was so worried, she didn't know what to do. That's when she came to a decision.
Hey, Aki, can we talk after school today?
Today? Sorry, I'm a little busy.
How about during lunch then?
There's something I need to do.
Please, it's really important.
In the end, I promised to make some time for her after school. So, what was it that was so important you needed to talk to me so bad about?
Aki, are you avoiding me?
Of course not. Don't be silly.
You are, though. Stop lying to me. Why? Did I do something to hurt you somehow?
No, it's nothing like that at all.
Won't you please just tell me? What did I do wrong?
Her anger slowly started to melt into a pleading sadness. Her feelings shone clear as day in the words she poured into her screen.
I was so happy when you would always come up and talk with me before Aki, when we could have a conversation. Every time it was my turn to talk, you would always wait so patiently for me to type what I had to say. I was so happy to be able to know someone as amazing as you. That's why I know it must have done something to upset you, so please, I don't want to stop being your friend.
Typing furiously and constantly backspacing from the tears in her eyes, I finally received her text after what felt like hours. I'm sorry, you really didn't do anything. I promise, it's all my fault. The truth is, after I realized my feelings for you, I just couldn't talk to you like normal anymore. Coming out and saying it only poured oil on the flames. I started to hug her, but she didn't say anything in response. I knew she couldn't. I just wanted to bask in this moment, now that I could finally tell her how I felt. So, basically, I really like you. After barely being able to get the words out, she patted my back several times, as if to say, check your phone. Sorry, I can't. I'm too scared. Satori only patted my back more forcefully. It was like she was screaming, check your phone, right now. I slowly opened my eyes, and I didn't need a phone to see what her answer was. Satori was blushing, but she wouldn't stop smiling. As if to hide it, she moved her phone up to cover her face with the screen on and facing toward me. I'd be happy to go out with you. It was plain as day. Are you really sure?
I really like you too, Aki.
Really?
Yes, okay? Don't make me repeat it.
And just like that, the two of us were a couple. And as we spent more time together, the seasons slowly started changing. The cherry blossom petals began to scatter and fall, and now in summer, the pink had made way for a bright green.
You've been staring out your window for a while now. What's up?
Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking about how it's almost summer vacation.
Oh yeah.
Is there anywhere you want to go?
I want to go to a festival.
Good idea. There's a fireworks festival right after the break starts.
Can't wait.
Let's go then. We were already making plans for our first summer together. Finally, the night of the fireworks festival arrived. I made sure to arrive 10 minutes early, but when I got there, Satori was already waiting in her yukata. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you wait.
No problem. It's fine.
Ready to go then? Is something wrong?
I'm sure you know.
I don't.
Don't make me say it, Minnie.
Yeah, of course I know. I was just pulling your leg.
Oh, really?
There's something I need to tell you, Sato.
Yeah?
You look really good in that yukata. It's beautiful. You're beautiful.
Yay!
There's still some time until the fireworks show starts. How about we get something from the food stands?
Couldn't agree more.
What do you want?
Grilled chicken and octopus balls and sponge cake.
You'll get fat if you eat that much.
If I can't pig out at a festival, when can I?
Fair enough. Let's pig out then.
I'll try not to eat too much, though.
I guess I was just a bit surprised.
Right? You'd dump me if I got fat, wouldn't you?
No way. You'd be adorable no matter what size you are. Whoa, there's so many people here tonight. I'll get the food. Can you find somewhere we can see the fireworks?
Roger.
Thanks. See you soon. Okay, I finally managed to buy everything. Now to find Satori. I was mumbling to myself. Ever since I started hanging out with Satori, I started to get used to the way only my voice would float in the air. But this time, it felt hollow. Just then. Come on, let's just chat for a little bit. We only want to talk. Yeah, what's the problem? Hey, what's wrong with this chick? She can't speak or something? When they realized that, their expressions changed. Their faces twisted into chilling grins. As soon as I saw that, I ran over as fast as I could. Cut it out! I was screaming at the top of my lungs, let go of her! I unceremoniously tossed the grilled chicken and octopus and sponge cakes I'd waited so long for on the ground. I didn't care about the wasted food or the confused looks of the bystanders around me. There was only one thing I cared about at that moment. Huh? Cut it out! Let go of her! Who's this guy? I'm her boyfriend, and if you don't get your hands off her right now, I'll call the police! The two boys glared at me intensely. We were probably locking eyes for about 10 seconds. Fine, let's just go. This is getting boring anyway. You sure? Yeah, this might get messy if we stick around. Look at him. I don't think he's bluffing. I don't want to deal with the cops. Do you? That was the last I heard of them before they disappeared somewhere else. Don't worry, Satori. You're fine now. It's okay. I'm so sorry for leaving you alone like that. Satori seemed so small and frail. As she shivered and clung to me, I felt her hot, wet tears start to drip down the front of my shirt. I didn't care. I only pulled her in tighter and hugged her harder. Satori was crying. I could hear it. It was as quiet as if she wrote it on the chalkboard on that first day of class. And as the night sky began to light up in color, the fireworks completely drowned her out so that nobody else could hear. Except that's not true. It was a sound only audible to the one person closer to her than anyone else in the world. And her tears were like knives going straight into my ears. I apologized again and again. As the fireworks came to an end, so too did her crying. Are you feeling better now?
Yeah, thanks for being there for me.
I'm so sorry. That must have been awful.
Don't be Aki. If I had been able to call for help myself, maybe someone could have rescued me.
That's not true. You can't blame yourself for this. It's not your fault at all.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks. You're the best boyfriend ever. Hey, can you forget that you saw me crying earlier?
How come?
I don't want that to be the first sound you heard me make out loud.
I couldn't even hear it over the fireworks.
Are you sure?
Would I lie about something like that?
You totally would.
Oh, sorry.
But sure, fine. You didn't hear anything over the fireworks, okay?
Not a peep.
Then will you hear me if I'm this close?
My ears shivered. Hearing Satori's voice for the first time was like a second round of fireworks going off inside my head. It sounded as pretty as she looked, and the words she whispered were the most beautiful sounds I'd ever heard in my life.
I love you, Aki.
It was something secret, something only I had the privilege of hearing, and to prove that I understood loud and clear, I responded, Satori, I love you so much.
Thank you for watching. How was today's video? Please check out our other videos as well.